So I didn't even realize this. We don't keep track of every single person, every single celebrity in every single way. Um, Ohashi, I call her Ohashi Junko because I always think of the last name and then the first name. Um, Junko Ohashi passed away around the first week of November, like just a couple of weeks shy of Thanksgiving. Along with Phyllis Coates, I think I didn't talk about it. If I did talk about it, Phyllis Coates, who was like the original TV Lois Lane. So some people had significant women have passed away. Um, Now, I only know from the Wikipedia that she graduated. She was born in Hokkaido, right? And she was born in 1950. She graduated a high school in Hokkaido, and then she joined a band. And she started her music in the 70s, and it wasn't until my birth year. This is what you just heard was Tasso. If I get copyright claim, that's appropriate because this is a memorial video. But she peaked around 78 with Tassogare My Love, which you just heard. I think they did a version of that for the Twilight Zone movie in 85. So maybe people would know what that music. If you've ever watched the Twilight Zone with was it Scatman Crothers and other actors, uh, you will hear some version of that song. It's not her singing it, but it's you know. She also sang a version of "Where Is the Love." Where is the love? I don't know if I could find it, but I remember most of her songs. Okay, Paper Moon, Tassogare, Where Is the Love, Telephone Number. There are a few other ones. Some are just coming to me right now. Silhouette Romance, right? Sweet Love. There are all kinds. Blue Diamond, I think. There's just so many. I think that, well, here's the thing. So the origin of this is when I was 31 years old, up until 2009. Okay, I was doing, what is it? I was doing theater for Chris Berube in Hollywood. And I had no access to Japanese, uh, merchandising, like media up until 2009. Okay, the internet was about 14 years old, and you could probably access anything, but I really wasn't, hard to see my hand, but pointed in that direction. I really wasn't pointed in a direction of, hey, check this out, because there wasn't anything to look at in my perspective. I figured, one of the reasons I stopped listening to the radio, AM, FM radio, is most of the stuff, the 70s and 80s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s music, I've heard all of it. Like most of it, there may be maybe one or two I've never heard of before my entire life because it's never played. But everything I hear on the radio, it's like, oh, I've heard all these damn songs already. It's like, that's it. Like, I don't want to hear anymore. If there's a song I like, fine. Like Jeffrey Osborne's Love Ballad. What is it? Fool if it's over by Chris Ray, right? Uh, Aretha, well, not Aretha Franklin. Anita Baker. Anita Baker's music can be good. Sometimes it can be too much, but I like Anita Baker's music. Anyway, when I started watching UTB Hollywood, which is now Japan Hollywood Network, because UTB is gone. That's it. No more 24/7, 52 weeks a year programming. It's just one day a week over an hour and a half. I fuck up. I really hate trains. Shut up. This is when I really hate society. These trains, these butt fucking trains, conveniently come when I'm trying to make a damn video. They don't come any other damn time. Have some respect for people living out here. So, what the fuck was I talking about? UTB Hollywood, infomercials. So there were infomercials. Okay, there were dramas that might be about a few years old. There was anime, Saturday morning anime cartoons. There were dramas, there were comedies or variety shows, but there were also infomercials. And I heard Tasogare My Love, and that was the first time I heard Ohashi Junko, or Junko Ohashi. Uh, Around 2009, 2010, I was in my early 30s. And so I made it a point to look her up. I just remembered it because and I don't know if it was in English or if it was in Japanese. And I didn't have a smartphone or any real way to capture it, so the only way I could really capture it was by looking at the uh, the title of it. It might have been in English, or it might have been I might have seen her name somewhere. So I would look it up and I would find all these other songs. So I just followed her music, and her best music, of course, is from the 70s and 80s, mostly the 70s. Um, Everybody loved her from 78 onward. I was a baby, I was a newborn. So I don't know what else to say. She really like redefined the 70s music so that, what's old is new again. I mean, there's other ones. Takeuchi Mamiya, who I think passed away. Um, Teresa Teng also passed away, but she passed away at a very young age. Teresa Teng, Maria Takeuchi. They're just different. Oh, you better fuck right off. I'm just staring at the damn trains out there, like one train after the other. It's like, let us have our peace. So when I heard her music from the 70s and then the 80s, it was so different. I Love You So, Sherry, Perfume. There's different ones in there. Um, and then it wasn't until right around the time of the pandemic that I learned she had cancer. But then I looked on Wikipedia. It said she had two cancers. So I don't know. I think she might have had two cancers. But when they started to act up again, she concluded her most of her touring in 2022. But there's a video out there where she's like, it's like a Caribbean theme kind of thing, and that woman could move. If she wasn't so sick, yeah, I would have tapped her, sure. I would have dated her. I would have gone on a date with that woman. That woman was 30 years older than me, and I still would have gone on a date with her. Lovely woman. I think she was happily married when she passed. But yeah, it's really sad. They're just um, I don't obviously we don't really divulge who most of us don't divulge who we follow on YouTube. But one of the people I do follow is Mei J Hashimoto. She's a modern J-pop singer, and there's very few cultural things I follow for Japan. Um, I miss UTV Hollywood. I miss the programming, but things have times have changed. So I've gone on about almost 9 minutes here. So what I'm going to do is I really encourage you to look up all the songs that are on YouTube, okay? Onegashimasu. And so Saikin ni Junko Ohashi ga nakushita. Zanen. So I don't know. That's all my Japanese for right now. So I'm going to play about 5 seconds of each song. And then I'm going to play, or each song that I can find. And then I'm going to play a commercial that she had done music for. All right? So thank you, Junko. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the music. I'm sorry we never met. It would have been nice to meet you. I don't know what I could have said. Nihongo wa heta desu. Mada mada manabimasu. So, manabi nikui. How to fix that, I don't know. I can learn basic Japanese. I can learn complex ones. But, yeah. Just listen to her 70s and 80s music. It's really good. There's very few things from the 90s or 2000s that I could find. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start that. So from this point forward, we're just going to listen to about 5-second samples, and then I'll show the commercial.